Hi guys, welcome to Motivational Monday. Today I want to talk about Black Pride. Um, as I'm sure you can imagine, I'm Black. Surprise! But yes, I just wanted to take some time to reflect on my people and my heritage and celebrate us a little bit. Um, and just try to encourage you all to do the same on a regular basis. I do want to start off by saying pride in my race does not equal a hatred for anyone else. Having pride and a sense of love for my culture and my heritage and my race as a whole does not mean that I hate anybody else. And it bothers me when that's how it's translated. When really and truly, it's just we love Black people. And when we say things like Black Girl Magic or Black Boy Joy or even Black Lives Matter, it's not in any shape, form, or fashion saying that other people can't be magical or other lives don't matter. It's just a celebration of ourselves and sometimes even a declaration of some of the things that sometimes our country tends to ignore and tends to forget. So it's not in any shape, form, or fashion to highlight the strengths or weaknesses of any other race, or even to acknowledge that we're superior in any fashion. It's just a matter of, you know what? I love being Black. And I love being able to be a part of such a rich culture. I want to challenge everyone to educate yourself. Because a lot of times we take for granted that the schools are supposed to teach us and our children uh, all that they need to know. And that's just not true. Um, I went to a public school system pretty much my whole life. And the only time we really learned about African American history, and especially African history, was during Black History Month. And I believe that our culture needs to be celebrated 365 days out of the year and 366 on leap year. Just because we have such a rich history, and if you wait to find out what you need to know about your culture and who you come from until you get to school, it's just not going to be enough. It's just not enough. It broke my heart to. This was a few years ago when she was a little younger, but my sister and I were in a discussion, and she was actually shocked to hear that Egypt was in Africa. Reason being is because when you look in your history book, the only Egyptians you see, the only Egyptian kings and queens are white. That's not how it is. And then you see Black people who are Egyptian slaves. Um, we got to do better. We have to do better in making sure that our children are getting more than what's taught in the school book. Just point blank period. And teaching ourselves, because our history is so fascinating. I used to actually hate history classes. It used to be my least favorite subject, second to science. Science was never. I didn't like science because I just wasn't good at it. I didn't like history because I felt it was boring, to be honest with you. But the more I learned about Black history and African American history, and especially the African history, and just knowing who we were before we were brought over to this country, it's just fascinating to me, and I can't learn enough. I really, really cannot. So I challenge you all to do so and to learn as much as you can and share that knowledge with everyone. Beyond Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Rosa Parks. Like, there's so many more people who've done so much more for us as a race and as a country. Um, but unfortunately, those are pretty much the top three that get discussed, and usually only discussed during Black History Month. The next thing I want to talk about is just my Black is beautiful. We have to get into a spirit of just embracing that Black is beautiful in every shade. And I really want us to go away from the colorism that exists within our own race, because there have been many times where people get teased about being too dark, people get teased about being too light, people get teased about, you name it, and it's just not right. I used to get teased very, very, very much for being too light. particularly in elementary school, and it hurt. It really, really did. For those of you who have struggled with that, or if you have younger people in your lives who are struggling with that, one thing that helped me, there's a book called The Skin I'm In, and it's basically a book about a young girl who was darker skinned, but point being is she struggled with her complexion and loving her complexion, and it processes the journey of learning to love the skin that she's in. So it's a children's book, and I read it as a child, but it is something that I would recommend to anyone who is struggling with finding the beauty in their complexion, because regardless of what shade of the spectrum you're on, you deserve to be appreciated for who you are and not feel the pressure to have to change your complexion, whether that's to be darker or whether that's to be lighter. Either which way, you should be 100% comfortable with exactly how God made you, because he made you that way for a reason. Black Girl Magic is a phenomenal thing. I absolutely love Black Girl Magic and everything that it stands for. And it's not to be sexist when I say this, but I just think that it's nice to appreciate everything that our Black girls and Black women are doing. And it gives you something to aspire to. It gives you something to look up to. And it gives you that sense of pride in knowing that people who look like you are being productive in this world. And it's amazing. And I absolutely love everyone who stands for it. For me, Black Girl Magic, I strive for it. And I know that I have a younger sister who's watching me. And I make every effort possible to show her what Black Girl Magic looks like. And to be the best example of Black Girl Magic that I can possibly be. And it's difficult and it's a heavy burden to carry, but that's what it takes, honestly. And it takes standing up for a spirit of excellence so that someone coming behind you knows that excellence is possible. But overall, I want us to all embrace our diversity. I think we are a very diverse race, and I think we are just amazing, to be honest with you. I think the way in which we're all such different people is beautiful. And I don't want us to fit into any cookie cutter experience. I don't want our culture to go into a place of normalcy or conformity, because I think what makes us so unique as a race is that we're all just different, and it's okay. But what that means is we can't belittle someone's dreams just because it's different from ours. We cannot talk down to someone because how they see the world is a little bit different than how we see the world. And we have to be careful about what we're speaking into young children as we're trying to mold them into the image that we have in our heads. We cannot do that. We have to allow them to just be great. And that's it. And just allow them to be as unique and as fearless and as bold and as courageous as they possibly can be. And make sure we're speaking life into each other, not just into our children, the youth of our generation, but I want us to make sure that we're speaking life into everyone. It's okay to give someone a compliment. It really is. Like, it's not going to hurt you to compliment someone. It's not going to hurt you to encourage someone. It's not going to hurt you to be positive. When really and truly it helps. There's nothing better than you being insecure about something and then getting a compliment on the very thing that you feel insecure. A genuine compliment. It changes how you see that one insecurity. And you don't know what people's insecurities are. But if you just speak genuinely from your heart, if you see someone and they put effort into their outfit, give them a compliment. And a lot of times we think positive things about, oh, she looks nice. Oh, I love her shirt. Oh, those shoes are amazing. And that outfit looks great. And I love the way your car is all clean and shiny. But do we actually communicate that to the person? That's what I'm challenging you guys to do. So I want to hear from you. What makes you proud of your heritage? For me, what makes me most proud of being African American is the resilience and the determination of our people. So many stories that we hear about African Americans and our culture is born out of resilience. Like, that's the underlining tone, and I just think it's so amazing to see so many people willing to die for what they're passionate about and literally fighting through hell and high water, just to see that cause come to fruition. I think it's the most amazing thing in the world, to be honest with you. But I do want to hear what makes you proud. What's that one thing that makes you proud to be your race or come from your heritage?